Inshallah, we will start now. Alhamdulillah, countless gratitude to Allah, the Lord of all the creations, who has bestowed upon us this opportunity and ability to spend this time in His remembrance. Innumerable peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Ahmad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because of whom and only whom Allah's mercy is upon us. My dear and respected audience, Allah says in Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min azabin alim, tu'minuna billahi wa rasulihi, wa tujahiduna fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum wa anfusikum. Dhalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. Sadaqallah. O those who believe, shall I not tell you a trade that will prevent you or rid you or save you from a painful torment? Believe in Allah and His Messenger and strive in His path with your money and with your lives, so that this is better for you if you know. I had actually forgotten about it today, but in all the rush I forgot my book, my notes to bring along, and when I was taking the stuff out of the car, I realized, oh my God, I did not bring my cheat sheet. What am I going to do? And then I said, but wait a minute, weren't you going to talk something about Muharram? And today is the 15th, 14th of Muharram. So, and then I said, oh, that's how Allah makes things happen the way He wants. I was going to go on a different tangent. He made me forget to bring the book, so that I remember what I forgot actually. We just passed 10th of Muharram this Tuesday. We talk about it every year. People keep on talking about it all across the year. But it's such a significant event that, trust me when I say that we will never be able to fully comprehend the complexities and the value and what went into the shaping of that event. We will never be able to comprehend it. We can never, because we will never be in those shoes again. Nobody will ever be in those shoes again. So you will never be able to comprehend the true dynamics of it. But we can somehow correlate a little bit to it. And that is the purpose of me telling us, reminding us about what happened exactly around 1400 years ago in the battlefield of Karbala. Why did Karbala even happen? What was the need for it? If you are a smart person in worldly matter, if you are a wise person in a worldly matter, if you are sharp, if you understand the complexity, if you are very good in calculating benefits and loss, then there is no way you can justify the action of Hazrat Imam Hussain. It was a total disaster. It was a total disaster that had no reason to go under in any worldly shape. From the get-go, he knew he is doomed. There was no way 70 people could beat the strongest power on the face of earth at that time. Muslims were the world power. The Caliphate was the largest empire of its time at that time. The Byzantines were gone. The Persians were gone. They were part of the Caliphate, Khilafat, Umayyad Khilafat, Umayyad dynasty. They were the largest force on the face of earth. There was no way anybody in their sane mind could think that 70 people can beat that power. All they needed was a fraction. They only sent 5,000 people. They did not need more people. 5,000 were more than enough. They had hundreds of thousands at their disposal. So if you are a wise person, if you are very good in mathematics, if you are very good at calculations, if you are a smart person, then it was a disaster. It was a stupidity. There was no need to go on this, and not only himself. Imam Hussain did not go only himself. He got his kids killed. He got his women folk tormented, humiliated in front of the whole world, marched through the streets when he was done. So if you are a smart person, you are very welcome to put every blame you can think of on Hazrat Imam Hussain, because to you it did not make a wise decision. It did not make the best of the choices. What did he get out of it? Got killed himself? Got killed his grown-up kids? Sacrificed children of his sister? Sacrificed children of his brother? Sacrificed everybody who was with him? And he waited till the end, till he sacrificed his whole life. He sacrificed his 6-month-old son. Left nobody else behind him but a weak Zainul Abidin, who was so weak that he was sick and could not even stand up, and nothing else but women behind him, who were then marched and paraded through. For what? What did he get out of it? He did not become a king. None of his progeny became a king. What did he get out of it? Why did he even go on that path? What was he looking to get out of it? He knew he could not win. The people of Syria, the power that he had, Yazid had, Imam Hussain could never have competed with him or matched him in the battlefield. And even the few people of Kufa that he came to on their calling, they had turned their backs on him, and he knew that on the way. People told him that, okay, they are not with you anymore. Then why did he come? Why did he go on? Why did he do what he did? Was he a stupid person? He was not. He was a very smart person. He was raised by Rasulullah ﷺ. He was son of Ali, whose wisdom is unmatched in all of the human beings except Rasulullah ﷺ or the messengers of Allah. No human other than the messengers of Allah can match Ali's wisdom and knowledge. Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, I am the city of knowledge, and Ali is the door to it. Even today when you read what Ali has said 1400 years ago, they still apply. You cannot help but be amazed about the wisdom, of the depth of the word. The person did not speak, but pure gems came out of his mouth whenever he spoke. He used to analyze, calculate, and be at a decision before anything. He was raised by Rasulullah ﷺ like a son since his childhood. There is no wonder he was who he was. Hussain was his son. Hussain was not an idiot. He has seen the time of his grandfather Rasulullah ﷺ, the time of Khulafa, the time of Muawiyah, the time of Yazid. He has seen people from what they were and turn into who they are. He had people like Abdullah ibn Abbas who told him that, what are you doing? Don't go there. You cannot trust those people. And if you are bent upon killing yourself, don't take your family with you. I'm afraid that you are going to get killed in front of their eyes like Usman was gotten killed in front of his family. And Hussain, what did he say? He said, I have decided. I know you are speaking out of concern, but I have decided. Why? Why did Hussein do that? Let me tell you what had happened by that time. Time of Ali Karamallah Wajh, time of Hazrat Usman Radhiyallahu Ta'ala, things had gotten out of his hands during his last years. He was very, very kind and gentle person. And people carved their way through his kindness to do wrong. So much so he got murdered by few of the Muslims. And the few of the Muslims that were betrayed not by Usman but by his advisors. And Usman gave his life to try to protect those stupid advisors. After Usman came Ali. Now the people who had gotten the habit of corruption, they had started the practice of bribing the people to give people from the public money to reward them, and they had their loyalty, they had their everything. So they started conspiring against Ali from the get-go. First they had the battle of Jamal happened, then they had the Kharijin, and then they kept on keeping him engaged for the 8 years that he was ruling. And eventually those internal conflicts ended up in costing Ali's life. After Ali, Hassan Radhiyallahu Ta'ala became the Khalifa. And Muawiyah already had claim of Khilafat. So Hassan took his army to meet Muawiyah, and Muawiyah brought it, and then Muawiyah sent him a letter to say, okay, whatever you write on it, I will accept it if you accept me as the king, as the Khalifa. And in the meantime, he also kept on working to buy the armies of Hassan. So came a time that he bought the army of Hassan. Hassan was left alone. Then he said, okay, I'll make peace with you on 8 or 10 conditions. They were the conditions. The first one was that you will not curse my father from the pulpits of the masjid, of the mosque. And then one of the thing was, okay, you will not appoint anybody as your successor. After you die, you will leave that decision to the Muslims to choose whoever they want to choose as their next king or Khalifa, leader. Muawiyah agreed to all of those. Hassan surrendered his claim, and then Muawiyah break all of those pacts. During his lifetime, he broke everything. Hassan, he was murdered, he was poisoned, he died. People of the time, because they had seen the time of Khilafah, and this is who we are, we Muslims, we humans. We're very impatient, we want everything the best without having to work for it. People started writing letters of Imam Hussein. And this is how people do. They used to say, oh, how are you going to answer to your grandfather on the day of judgment? That his religion was being destroyed, or you were just watching? You kept on sitting in your home, kept on enjoying the luxuries that you had, the money and everything, because they were paid, because it was a stipend for everybody. They were the closest to Rasulullah. It was since the time of Umar, they used to get the most of the stipend. And they had actually taken part in many of the battles. So they had lands and other things that they own as part of the bounty that they got from the battle. So they were not poor people. But people, when they see, all they see is the horses and the houses and the wives and the children, and they say, oh, this person is living a luxurious life. Oh, lucky him. They don't know what the person has gone through. So they kept, oh, you are enjoying the luxuries of life, and how are you going to tell this? Muawiyah did this, he did this. Now this thing is doing like that. Now they are using the public money on personal benefits. Now he is wearing gold. Now he is doing this. Now he is doing that. He was saying, he kept on saying, I am to abide by the pact that my brother made. And there is one last condition left in that pact, that Muawiyah, when he dies, he will not appoint anybody, and he will leave the decision to the Muslims. And if even that condition is kept alive, there is a chance that things will come back to normality. So I am not going to do anything against him up until he does not violate that final condition, the final clause of the pact. Kept on waiting. 30 years. Muawiyah ruled for 30 years. 30 years passed. Kept on watching them. Kept on going to the Masjid al-Nabawi for Jummah, every Jummah, pretty much. And here, his father being cursed from the pulpit. All saw his brother die through poison, witnessed everything that was going wrong in 30 years. But he kept persevering. He kept his patience. Okay, there is still chance. There is still chance. And then Muawiyah, during his last time, he came to Medina and he said, I want to appoint Yazid as my successor. There he called for 4 of the Sahaba. Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Abdullah ibn Zubair radhiyallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu, Abu Bakr ibn Abdurrahman ibn Abu Bakr. Because these were the 4. He said if these 4 agree to it, nobody in the whole world is going to disagree. All 4 of them disagreed. He said, what are you trying to do? You are trying to turn the Muslims into Caesars? The Muslim Khalifa into a Caesar? That his son is going to rule after him? Hereditary rules were going to turn the Khilafat into? And then they came to Makkah, he followed them, and then he told a lie in the Masjid al-Haram to people that these people have agreed to Yazid's beg. Now you do too. The people started doing it, and he put the people, executioners behind them in the holy mosque. He said, okay, if any of them speak, just kill them right then and there. So they kept quiet. And when Muawiyah won, then they told people, we did not do it. We did not agree to it. People said, if you have not done it, then agree to it, then we have not agreed to it. But Muawiyah was still alive, and then he died, and he made Yazid as the Khalifa. Now Yazid, there was no reason for him to ask for Hazrat Imam Hussain to pledge allegiance. But he wanted him to surrender in front of his power. So he said, you go and ask Hussain to pledge his allegiance. Hussain did not. Then Hussain left Medina, came to Makkah to avoid the pressure. In the meantime, the people of Kufa started writing letters like, okay, Yazid is such and such, and we are not going to bow to him. We are not going to pledge allegiance to him because he is corrupt, he drinks wine, he is a bad person, bad extramarital relationships, all those things. And then again, at the end what? If you don't respond to our call, think of how are you going to be answerable to your grandfather on the day of judgment. Hussain, he sent his cousin, Muslim bin Aqil, to Kufa. He said, go see what people are, what the situation is. Muslim went there and people, they started like pledging allegiance to him. Because I think Abu Musa ibn Ashari, Musa Ashari was the governor of Kufa at that time, and he closed his door. He said, okay, let the people whatever they want to do. I'm not going to interfere. So people of Kufa started flocking against Muslims. Of course, it's very easy following Islam. It's very easy if all you have to do is lip service. Islam is very easy. You just pray, fast, do lip service, and you're done. Hey, Hakuna Matata. You know? So, yeah, Abu Musa is not doing anything. Aqil is here. We are with you. Come on, we will take Yazid off of it. Okay. Muslim wrote the letter to Imam that, oh, these people are very fearful, very eager for it. He started. As I said, people stopped him there. Tried to stop him. He said, no, I cannot. I got the word that they are waiting for me. I cannot leave those people alone to face the torment of Yazid, wrath of Yazid, and be here. So he took everybody. They said, okay, at least leave them behind. He said, I don't want to set an example of leaving your own people behind when you're asking other people to sacrifice everything they have. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to take everything I got. I'm going to prove it that this is the right way of doing it. So, Yazid got the word. He appointed Abdullah ibn Ziyad, governor of Kufa. And this is how humans work. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, not Abdullah, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, he went to Kufa alone, covered his face and walked through the streets. People thought he is Imam Hussain. They started greeting him, Salaamu Alaikum ya son of Rasulullah, Salaamu Alaikum ya son of Rasulullah. He kept quiet, kept on walking. And he knocked at the door of the governor's palace of Abu Musa Ashari. He thought that it is Imam Hussain. He said, go away wherever you have come, I have nothing to do with you. So he said, open the door, I am Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Alone, one person. They opened the door and he said, Abu Musa, get out. No more the governor. Close the doors. He had probably 25 people in his palace. He climbed to the roof, took out his clothes and said, hey, people of Kufa, look who I am. I am Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. And he was famous. He was a tyrant. But he was alone. He had only 25 people and he ordered the guards to close the doors of the gates. Because he knew that it's a whole city against him. He said, by the sunset, you have the time to get step away from Muslim ibn Aqil and Hussain, and you will be spared. There were 25,000 people who, with arms, with weapons, who pledged allegiance to the Muslim ibn Aqil in Kufa. One Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, about with 25 people, and in his palace, he could not step out from the rooftop. He's saying, you have the time till sunset. And after that time, whoever is still with Muslim ibn Aqil, I will deal with them. He said that and walked. And there's a big square wherever people were. The people were saying, oh, we are going to die because we cannot turn our back towards the son of Rasulullah and everything. And then, slowly, the wise ones, the ones with the right mind, started working. Who? Fathers, mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, sons. Started, hey, what are you doing? Don't you know it's Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad? You can't fight Yazid. Come back. Who are you going to leave us with? Come back. And they started grabbing people with their hands. And by Zohar time, there were about 1,000 left or 2,000. And by Asr time, Muslim ibn Aqil was alone. Nobody was in the whole city willing to let him take shelter in Sham. See, this is what we humans are. We are very good Muslims if there is nothing at stake. And as soon as there is a little bit of trouble, we turn our back towards the son of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is who we are. Trust me, this is who we are. Unfortunately, we are big talk, and when it comes to act, we don't follow our actions, we don't follow our words. So they took them away. He was alone. They could have stormed that palace and kill everybody in there and be done with it within 15 minutes. But they did not have the love of Rasulullah that they claimed they had. They did not have the love of Allah that they thought they had. They were asking Hussein, "Oh Hussein, how are you going to be answerable to your grandfather of the Day of Judgment?" They did not ask themselves, what are we going to answer to Rasulullah on the Day of Judgment? They were very quick in writing those words. They never implemented those words on them. And Muslims got brutally killed in front of the whole Kufa, in front of the same people who pledged allegiance to him. Before his execution, he asked Ibn Ziyad, "Can I talk to?" There was one of his kins amongst him. He said, "Okay, go ahead." And he told him, said, "I have so and so from the Kufa people gave me 10,000 to spend on the Kufa people who were pledged allegiance to me. I have spent that money. Make sure you return that money." People turned their back. He borrowed the money to spend on those people. Before he is dying, he is asking his cousin or his kin to pay that person from his will. And second, he said, "Send a letter to Hussein, tell him not." So he got killed. And then letter went to Hussein. He was on the way. He got it. He said, he asked his companions, "Now you tell me what to do. I am not going to force you." And Muslims' brother, they said, "We cannot turn back. They killed our brother." Hussein said, "Okay, if you are not going to turn back, I'm not going to go back either. He went for me. I sent him. I am responsible." His brother-in-law, he sent his two sons and said, "Okay, tell him," with a letter asking Hussein to stop wherever he has and wait for him. Hussein knew what is coming. He took those two sons and kept on marching. And eventually he went and they camped on the river before the Yazid army. Hur came with the contingent. He said, "I am forced to make you stop here." He said, "Okay." He camped near the water and Hur said, "Can we have water?" He said, "Okay, go ahead, have water." His contingent had water. And then the orders came that, "Okay, stop the water from his hand." So Hur came, he said, "My orders are to not let you have water, so please move away from water." And then his man ordered his camp to be moved away from water. They were at the water. They could have fought there for the water. They were a smaller force at that time. He did not want to shed any Muslim blood without giving peace a chance. He moved away from the water. 3 days and nights the whole family was without water. And then came Amr ibn Sa'd. Who is Amr ibn Sa'd? The leader of Yazid's army, appointed to either get Hussein's allegiance or kill him. Who is Amr ibn Sa'd? Son of Sa'd ibn Waqas radiyallahu ta'ala. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqas radiyallahu ta'ala. One of the 10 who were guaranteed entry into paradise by Rasulullah. The one who conquered Iran. The one who did not have any son. He only had one girl. He came to Rasulullah. He felt very sick. I think it was the time of the conquest of Makkah. He was very sick. He said, "Ya Rasulullah, I want to give away all my wealth. I'm sick. I want to give it all for the sake of Allah. I don't have anybody behind me but this dog." Rasulullah he said, "You are not going to die up until Allah will make one nation successful to you and one such nation humiliated to you." And then he lived and he got amongst others this son. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas' son, Amr ibn Sa'd, son of one of the 10 Ashraf amongst the Ashraf Mubashara, one of the Muhajirin, one of the leading Muslims, is coming to kill the son of Rasulullah. So Sa'd, Amr ibn Sa'd had everything. Noble family, righteous father. He knew everything about deen. And what Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad promised him, he said, if you do that, I will appoint you the governor. I believe it was Isfahan or some other province of Iran. I will appoint you a governor there. And what did he say? Amr ibn Sa'd, he said, fighting the house of the children of Rasulullah, the house of Rasulullah is sealing your fate in the hereafter. Remember, listen to these words, because these are not only his words, these are our words, unfortunately. He said, fighting or killing the house of Rasulullah is sealing your fate in the hereafter. But what can I do? For the governorship of Isfahan is the light of my eyes. That he knew that he is trading that temporary governorship for the eternal humiliation and destruction. And he made that trade. We all make those trades. When the time comes, we are big talk and small act. I have seen people falling through. Unfortunately, the time comes, I have seen people asking, how can the Muslims do what Yazid and his army did? And I have seen those same people doing what exactly Yazid and his army did. Demanding the same thing that Yazid and his army demanded, that bow to our demands, leave Allah and Rasulullah. You can keep praying, you can keep fasting, you can keep talking, but nothing more beyond that. You can be a Muslim, but nothing beyond that. I have seen people making those demands. Unfortunately, we all do that. Hussain, he presented 3 options. Said 1, let me go back from where I have come. I don't mean any trouble. Let me come from where I have come. 2, take me to the Yazid. Let me talk to him in person. 3, send me to the battlefield. And I'll not come back. I'll just keep on fighting the non-Muslims till my life. Those 3 conditions. He said, take any of them. He sent it to Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, Amr ibn Sa'd. He said, these are very legitimate answers. Just pick any of them. Shimr, he said to Ubaydullah, he said, hey, listen. If you give Hussain the chance to walk out of it, you are no match for him. He has a better lineage. He has better capabilities. He will be more respected and loved even by Yazid than you. Your only chance is to prove your point to Yazid is to ask Hussain, allegiance or death. Choose between the 2. So that is exactly what, and he told to Amr ibn Sa'd, he said, okay, if you don't want to fight him, then I have somebody else will replace you. And that's when Amr ibn Sa'd, he said, okay, I know it's complete disaster for the hereafter, but what can I do? That the governorship is just too dear to me. I want it so badly. So then they told to Hussain, they said, okay, either you pledge your allegiance, or you face us, you fight us, we are going to kill you. At that time, Hussain had a choice to make. Lose everything, lose his sons, lose his nephews, lose everything, lose his life, lose his brother. His sisters, his daughters, his wife be humiliated. Or be a Muslim. Keep praying, keep fasting, keep sitting in your home, keep enjoying the life. Say, hey, I did whatever I could. There were more of them, less of me. I saved everybody. And make it legitimized for the hereafter, till the end of time, that it is permissible for you to not raise your voice when you say something wrong is being done. It was the choice Hussain had to make. In the night between 9th and 10th, he turned the lights off and said to his companion, he said, they only want me. They have nothing to do with any of you. Nobody is watching you. Just leave. Just leave. I'm not going to stop and nobody's watching. Just leave. And when the dawn broke, each and every one of them was still there. Each and every one of them was still there. They knew what they are walking into. But they were not like me. They loved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, okay, if the cost is our life to please Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by God, it's a trade worth having. And Hussain, he said, for never, nobody will say that it is right to save your sons, save your daughters, save your wives, save your sisters, and let the commands of Allah be put away. It's a fair trade, because Hussain did so. Hussain made that stand there. So forever, people like me cannot find an excuse of not doing what is right, of not giving everything they got for the sake of Allah. Because remember, how many times we have our well-wishers who tell us, oh, you don't have to do that. Allah did not ask you for this. Allah has everything. If He wants something to happen, He will make it happen. You don't have to kill yourself for doing it. How many times do we hear that? All those bright minds preaching it. Oh, if you did that, how are you going to feed your family? Hussain, that day, made it clear that you cannot have two loves in your heart. If you love Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then yes, there will be a time when you will be tested that you are saved. There will be a time where you will be tested with your money. تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَتُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. What Allah is saying before that? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى تِجَارَةٍ تُنْجِيكُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Oh, those who you believe, do you want me to tell you a trade that will relieve you from a tormenting, painful azab, torture? And then what Allah says, okay, if you want to trade, the trade is believe in Allah and His Messenger and strive in His path through your money and amongst you, your family, yourself, your own life. And if you do that, that is better for you, if you know. So yes, if you want to be saved from the tormenting torture and eternal calamities and failure, then be ready. This is the trade. There is no other trade. Tujahidun fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum. And Jahid, striving in his path, is not like me. I got $10,000 and I gave $10. I say, oh man, I am so generous. I am striving in the path of Allah. I got it. Bianfusikum. Oh, I pray 5 times. What else do I need to do? Bianfusikum. What other do I need to strive in the path of Allah with my life? Or my kids, or they all can read Quran, or they can do prayer whenever they can, they want to. No, that's not Rasulullah fi sabilillah bi amwalikum. Times will come. Look what Hussein had to go through. You think Jannat is cheap? You want to be in Jannat with Hussein? He gave up everything he got. And I and you are going to walk in there, Hakuna Matata, and be in the same Jannat with Hussein and say, hey, we did not have to do as much as you did. Hazrat Imam Baqir Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, one of his sons, his name was probably Ziyad or something, but they call him the one who got astray from the line of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The Maulvis, they convinced him that whatever Allah has promised the progeny of Bibi Fatma Radhiyallahu anha, the heaven, no matter what they do, they are going to go into paradise. So he went on wrong path. So Imam Jafar Sadiq Radhiyallahu ta'ala, he called him. He said, hey, you think you are dearer to Allah than your father? You have more value? Because your father, all his life he kept being afraid of Allah. Kept on praying, kept on doing whatever, giving alms, giving charity, not doing everything wrong. All his life, he was scared of doing everything wrong. So that Allah will ask him and Allah will punish him. So you would be much better in Allah's eyes than your father, that you think that no matter what you do, you are going to get into paradise just doing Hakuna Matata. And so you must be something really special, something really better than your father and the forefathers before it. So never for a moment think that you are not going to be tested. Allah did not make paradise a walk in the park to get into it. This life is a test, and whenever you come to a test, see what Hussein did and why he did. And then, on the day of the 10th, when the both armies stand in front to each other, Hur, who came there first, he looked at it and he said, oh man, now is the time. I have to make a decision. I stay with my job, with my employer, with my status, or I trade it for certain death. And he had his sons with him. Why can't we have sons like that? Because we don't have mothers like that, unfortunately. He said to his son, he said, son, now is the time. What do you say? He said, father, I'm with you. Let's trade this life for the hereafter. Both son and father stood up. He had his slave, Hur's slave. He said, oh my master, don't leave me behind. Oh my master, don't leave me behind. The three of you walked out of that line and went into the other line. You think that's easy? Oh no. How many of us can take death today? How many of us can take death today? No. None of us can. If we have to make that choice today, none of us can. So think about it. They may walk into certain death. Why? Because they believed in Allah and Rasulullah and in Quran. That is what belief is. Belief is not. I have my friend, and he yesterday was talking to me, and I was asking him about the TV channel service he got. He said, I got Roku. He said, yeah, and it also had Makkah and Medina G. He said, and it also displays, you have your pastor and he is Punjabi, and they recite all the mantras that they were reciting the mantras and everything in that. So it shows it has those channels. That's exactly what we have turned Quran into, mantra. Quran is nothing for us but mantra that we keep on reciting. Trust me, it's nothing more. We don't live by Quran. We do not believe in Quran. We do not trust in Quran. It's just a mantra for us. And he is Hindu. And he was explaining, he said that you have your, what is the word you used? Not sadhu, your, whatever they call to their priest. Bro, yeah, they keep on reciting those mantras, and so he plays those mantras too. And this is what our ulama and our imams are. They are our prophets, they are our padris, they are our pastors. Unfortunately, that is what we have become. We have made this Quran a mantra, book of mantras. We want this thing to happen, read this ayah. We want this thing to happen, read this. Not saying this is not true, this is a good use of Quran. Yes, Allah made it shifa for everything. But that's not the only thing. There is the main reason Allah sent this. But we have left it. Why? Because there are so much love of this world and everything it has in our heart. We have no space left for Allah and Rasul and Quran. There are those guests that when they show up, we say, okay, go grab one of the, sheets and a pillow and put them wherever you find a little space to spend the night and go away in the morning. That is the status we have. And if we tell anybody, you think we are not Muslims? You think you are better Muslim? No, I am not, I am worse than you. But that does not change the fact that who you are, we still are the same. Allah is an auxiliary for us. Rasul is just a word. Nauzubillah. But that's what we have turned into. So what's the cure? There is no cure but one. We need to love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We need to believe in him. There is no other option. If you want to be successful, if you want to be a Muslim, if you want to be, read Quran, read Quran, read Quran. Quran, what Quran says about those who go into paradise. They ask بعضهم يتساءلون قالوا إنا كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين. Before that, amongst our families, we were scared. فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. So Allah had mercy on us and saved us from it. Tormenting for the painful azab. إِنَّا كُنَّا مِنْ قَبْلُ نَدْعُوهُ. We used to pray to him before that. إِنَّهُ الْبَرُّ الرَّحِيمُ. He is very kind and gentle. He gave us what we used to ask. Read in Quran. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تُلْهِكُمْ أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ عَنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Oh people, those who you believe, your wealth, your possessions and your children Let them not take the zikr of Allah from you. Let them not make you walk away from the zikr of Allah. Read Quran. See what it is saying. It is not saying, oh, just keep on doing 5 times and Hakuna Matata. No. It's a code if you live by it. And the root of it, you need to believe in what you're doing. I had a person, a Haji Saab, say somebody, oh, he says, he went to Medina, I said, I'm going to somebody who I love the most. And he went to do a nafal. Haji Saab. Praise Allah. If this is all you got, I'm sorry. You cannot even understand what Rasulullah's status is. He needs to be the one who loves the most. There should not be any love other than the love of Rasulullah. Every other love should come from that love. So I'm loving my children because Rasulullah told me to love my children. I'm loving my mother because Rasulullah told me to love my mother. I'm loving my wife because Rasulullah told me to be nice to my wife. Then you are a Muslim. Every action of yours need to get attestation from the acts and the sayings and the teachings of Rasulullah. And if you are not there, then try to be there. And this is what we need to do. We cannot be a Muslim. We cannot be the one loved by Allah and Rasulullah until Rasulullah's love supersedes everything that resides in our heart and becomes the guiding force of our life. But our hearts are filled with of all sorts. Our hearts are filled with filth of all sorts. And we cannot clean it on our own. The only way to cleanse them is by remembering Allah, by doing His dhikr. Allah bi zikrillahi tatma'innu qulub. Remembrance of Allah is what takes the corrosion away out of our hearts, make it shiny and bright again. We need to cleanse our hearts so that we can see the right from the wrong. We can understand the value of the love of Rasulullah. We can love him the way he deserves to be loved. So that is the only purpose we gather over here. That we all remember Allah, call upon Him through His names, through His words. So it cleanses our hearts and our hearts be purified and be filled with the love of Rasulullah. So we can understand to some extent the sacrifice that man made that day. And be ready to be a Muslim and be a Muslim who loves Rasulullah more than anything in the world. So with this focus and this intention and this purpose, inshallah, we will all start. Say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. कलमा तौहीद ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मुहम्मदुर रसूलुल्लाह। कलमा तमजीद सुब्हानल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह वल्लाहु अकबर वला हौला वला कुव्वता इल्ला बिल्लाहिल अलिय्यिल अज़ीम। दुरूद शरीफ इब्राहीमी अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि मुहम्मदिन कमा सल्लैता अला इब्राहीम व अला आलि इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद। अल्लाहुम्मा बारिक अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि मुहम्मदिन कमा बारकता अला इब्राहीम व अला आलि इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद। सय्यदुल इस्तिग़फ़ार अस्तग़फ़िरुल्लाहल अज़ीम अल्लज़ी ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल क़य्यूम व अतूबु इलैह। आयत करीमा ला इलाहा इल्ला अंत सुब्हानका इन्नी कुन्तु मिनज़ ज़ालिमीन। सूरह फातिहा। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन अर्रहमानिर रहीम मालिकि यौमिद्दीन इय्याका नअबुदु व इय्याका नस्तईन इहदिनस सिरातल मुस्तकीम सिरातल लज़ीना अनअमता अलैहिम गैरिल मग़्दूबि अलैहिम वलद्दाल्लीन। सूरह इखलास कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहुस समद लम यलिद वलम यूलद वलम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद। आयतुल कुर्सी अल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल क़य्यूम ला तअख़ुज़ुहु सिनतुन व ला नौम लहू मा फ़िस समावाति व मा फ़िल अर्ज़ मन ज़ल्लज़ी यशफ़अउ इंदहु इल्ला बिइज़्निहि यअलमु मा बैना अयदीहिम व मा ख़ल्फ़हum व ला युहीतूना बिशैइन मिन इल्मिहि इल्ला बिमा शाअ वसिअ कुर्सियुहु समावाति वल अर्ज़ व ला यऊदुहु हिफ़्ज़ुहुमा व हुवल अलिय्युल अज़ीम। अल्लाहुल हसीब अल्लाहुल हसीब अल्लाहुल हसीब। लतीफ़ लतीफ़। يا مجيب السميع يا مجيب السميع. يا وهاب يا وهاب يا وهاب. يا باري يا باري يا باري. يا قابض يا قابض يا قابض. يا علي العظيم يا علي العظيم يا علي العظيم. يا حي يا قيوم يا حي يا قيوم يا حي يا قيوم. يا ذو الجلال والإكرام يا ذو الجلال والإكرام يا ذو الجلال. يا حنان يا منان. يا غفور يا رحيم يا غفور يا رحيم. या जव्वाद या करीम, या जव्वाद या करीम, या जव्वाद या करीम। या अल्लामुल गुयूब, या अल्लामुल गुयूब, या अल्लाह। या वदूद या तूफ, या वदूद या तूफ। या बाकी, या बाकी, या बाकी। या बासित, या बासित, या बासित। या कबीर अल मुतआल, या कबीर अल मुतआल, या कबीर अल। सलाम कौलन मिन रब्बिर रहीम, सलाम कौलन मिन रब्बिर रहीम। या बदी अल अजाइब बिल खैर, या बदी अल अजाइब बिल खैर। या अरहमर राहिमीन, या अरहमर राहिमीन, या या अल्लाह या रहमान, या अल्लाह या रहमान, या अल्लाह। Salatul Khawf. Those of you who don't know this Durood Sharif or cannot read from the screen, they recite whatever Durood they know. This Durood is Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi salatun takunu lana amanan min kulli khawf. Now recite Surah Fatiha one time and make dua.
Hello. Good. Azan. Sharif.